what has been going on the past couple years that has been pushing the elites, the powerful Illuminati people, to start revealing UFOs and aliens. They are now trying to tell us something. They are now trying to break things down to us. They are now trying to give us info of what's really going on out there. If you guys don't know, this past year, 2021, was a year full of UFO sightings, government speaking on alien sightings, and a lot of things being exposed. Well, UFO sightings had to start somewhere. And I'm about to tell you exactly what I feel is the reason behind us having so many UFO sightings and so much UFO talk this year. And what originally started all the UFO sightings and how these extraterrestrials came about coming to our planet, if not a planet that we share with them, whatever awoke them and brought them to us. So, if you guys don't know, back in World War II, when Hitler and Germany were trying to take over all of Europe and eventually conquer the rest of the world. Well, in 1945, when they were losing the war and the Allies started moving in and getting closer to the capital of Germany, Berlin, to get Hitler and his men taken in as prisoners of wars and, doing crimes against humanity, they were closing in on the capital. Well, in that same sense, after most of these high-ranking generals committed suicide, there was still another war going on between Japan, and the United States of America, the Americans. And in this war, there was an atomic bomb dropped by the United States of America. This is where it all began. This is where everything started to happen. This is when the Illuminati, the elite, started planning for the future, basically. That's what they started planning for the future. After that atomic bomb, waves went through outer space. Waves and waves, loud noises. World War I and World War II triggered so much because technology had started advancing. We had tanks, we had aircraft, helicopters, jets, fighter jets, and stuff like that. These loud noises is what brought attention to our planet. We did not really have any UFO sightings until after World War II. 1947 is when we started having UFO sightings, and that is because of all the noise that we made here on planet Earth. That sound traveled, and because extraterrestrials are so much more far advanced than we are, they were able to transport through a portal to our location because of all the racket from the war. And the atomic bomb was so loud in space that it drew the attention of other extraterrestrials. Now, in 1947, we had the Roswell incident, when a UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. And originally, the government admitted that it was a UFO, extraterrestrial, and then they went back on their word and said it was a balloon, a hot balloon, air balloon. We all know that's not the case. We know exactly what it really was. And this is what the Illuminati likes to do. They like to play games. They like to control people. And they like to have mind control over people. So therefore, when it comes to these type of situations, they're easily to tell us what it is and what they want us to think it is. So after this happens, people that seen this UFO crash were not allowed to say anything. They were silenced, and anybody that spoke out about it was killed. And around this same time, this is when a few years later, President Dwight D. Eisenhower wanted to start investigating. I'm sorry, not Dwight D. Eisenhower, but Gerald Ford wanted to start investigating UFOs. And Dwight D. Eisenhower did bring up something dealing with UFOs. He wanted to get on top of that too. Not to mention, that was my mistake, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy Carter all wanted to get alien investigations going to find out what was really going on out there. After this Roswell incident, This is what made them so interested, because they seen how advanced alien technology was, and they wanted that technology. Alien technology was so much far advanced than what we are today. And after we started having UFO sightings in that Roswell incident, you guys don't know how far technology advanced so far. Technology went to a whole nother level than what it originally was. You guys know how much more advanced that we are now than what we were back then. This is because of the UFOs, the aliens, and what we have captured and what we've been able to use to help advance our technology. It's helped us greatly. But now we're starting to see a lot of UFO and aliens. I mean, a lot of UFO sightings, because something went terribly wrong somewhere. Government is trying to cover up. In the meantime, the government is also trying to prepare us for something big. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was it NASA that hired 24, I can't think of the name of the position, but it was 24 virologists or something like that, to basically see how the public would react with making contact with extraterrestrials. Now, why would they do this? Why would they do this? It's not making any sense. And in the same sense, they're also trying to make us believe that they're creating all these, these UFO teams, investigating teams, and also, putting in Congress. They're trying to make moves on extraterrestrials. They're trying to slowly move us towards this, letting us know that aliens are real. So when they do come with this fake invasion, because that fake invasion is going to follow by a real invasion, but that fake invasion, when they come with that fake invasion, we'll be prepared for it. We won't be surprised at what we see. But this is how our governments get us every time. But what makes the Illuminati so obsessed with UFOs and aliens? What makes them so obsessed? This is what people tend to not understand, is the Illuminati has been making so much money off of extraterrestrial technology. These giant techs, these tech moguls, and all these inventions, this is stuff that has been stolen from extraterrestrials, and they have come back to take what is rightfully theirs. They're still scoping out the earth, trying to figure out how exactly they're going to do it. The government knows this. That's why the government is planning a fake alien invasion to prepare for a real one. A real one. I've been saying this for video after video, talking about aliens. That our government basically was, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dwight D. Eisenhower was the first president of the United States to actually make contact with extraterrestrials. And while doing so, I believe he signed a treaty, not necessarily a treaty, but something basically saying we can use their technology as long as we gave them something in return, because their people are getting abducted, going missing, and never being found. This is our government allowing these extraterrestrials to take humans of this planet and go off with them and do whatever they want, whatever kind of research they want, just for technology in return, and also do the same kind of research themselves in return. That's why we have places like Area 51. They had the whole Storm Area 51 thing. That was for a reason. That was for a reason. And because it came so big, our government got scared. There were people that really was ready to expose this. And then, bam, we get hit with a pandemic. Everything gets shut down. Right before the Area 51 raid, was something released that we didn't know about? Or was this to stop people from continuing to push this thing forward? It was an act of fear. Extraterrestrials have been making contact with us. World War II actually made so much noise that we were heard from millions and light years away. And the government knows something is on its way here. I said this before, Earth is a prison planet. And because there was thought to be nothing here for so long, or maybe everything here died off, now we're starting to see, because of all the wars and the loud noises and how things have changed so much with warfare, that we're waking up other beasts out there. And we may see a near end coming soon. They give us all types of hints in movies. It's, do we catch these hints? What we are seeing right now is society changing. People always want to, like, technology, AI is so advanced. Like, it has a mind of its own. And it does have a mind of its own. Because extraterrestrials, that is their technology that we have stolen. Or technology that we got from them and traded souls, traded people's lives. People say they get abducted all the time, but the government is known for making those people think they're crazy. And whenever people see anything, they see an extraterrestrial, they see something like the Roswell incident, guess what the government does? They threaten them and tell them they didn't see anything. It's a fear that they try to place in people. We got to wake up because the battle's just starting. An alien invasion will come. Not sure if it's going to be before this fake one or after this fake one. More than likely, I'm leaning towards after this fake one. But the next major war is going to trigger the fake alien invasion, make enough noise that when the real alien invasion comes, we'll be prepared. Because that's the whole thing. The government wants to test what would actually happen if they did invade Earth. Would they occupy us and kill us all off? Make us the slaves? Or would we win? Well, right now, we know their technology's light years ahead of us. Light years. We're asking for a death sentence. The atomic bomb in World War II is part of the reason we started seeing UFO sightings. Don't you wonder why exactly after World War II that we started seeing them? Or could it possibly be that Hitler and his Nazis was already making contact with these extraterrestrials and they came and got them? They're not going to say they abduct, they rescued Hitler. Maybe they rescued Hitler. Took him somewhere. And that's why we keep seeing so many UFO sightings afterwards, because as Hitler was still spying on the world. Watch the movie Don't Look Up. It's not about aliens and UFOs, but it's about a big asteroid coming towards Earth. And a greedy government, instead of destroying the asteroid, they're worried about making money from the resources, the minerals on the asteroid. And they cost the planet everything. But the high-ranking government officials survive. And at the end of the movie, after being frozen for 2,000-something years, they land on a planet that they knew had life on it and could support human life. Was the ending pretty on that planet? No, it was not, because they were not prepared for what was there. But they had a plan. And I can tell you now, they have a plan now. So stay woke.
After a few minutes,
Splashed. Mark bearing a range.
the 2019 footage obtained by filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, who last month released another video,
which is public record. The second craft crashed way out west of Magdalena, New Mexico, and that wasn't found until 2 years later.